One of the most controversial public artworks in Britain is a statue of Prospero and Ariel by Eric Gill, a renowned sculptor and typographer who died in the statue, which depicts characters from Shakespeare's The Tempest, was commissioned by the BBC in the early 1930s and installed above the entrance of its broadcasting house on Regent Street in London. The statue has been the target of protests and vandalism for decades, due to Gill's shocking revelations of his sexual abuse of his daughters, his sister and his dog, which he recorded in his private diaries. The most recent attack on the statue occurred in 2022, when a man wielding a hammer smashed parts of the sculpture while another man filmed him. Both were arrested by the police and charged with criminal damage. The incident sparked a renewed debate about whether the BBC should remove or alter the statue, which some see as a symbol of Gill's pedophilia and incest. The BBC, however, has defended its decision to keep and restore the statue, saying that it does not condone Gill's actions or views, but that it respects the artistic value and historical significance of the work. The statue portrays Prospero, a powerful magician who rules over an island with his daughter Miranda and a spirit named Ariel, whom he rescued from a witch. Prospero is shown as a tall, robed figure with his arms around Ariel, who is naked and much smaller than him. Some critics have argued that this depiction reflects Gill's fantasies of dominating and abusing children, especially since he also created erotic drawings of young girls. Others have pointed out that Ariel is not a human child, but a genderless spirit who can take different forms, and that Prospero's relationship with him is not sexual, but paternal and master-servant. The statue is one of many public artworks by Gill that can be found across Britain, including sculptures at Westminster Cathedral, the British Museum, and the Victoria and Albert Museum. He also designed the typeface Gill Sans, which is still widely used today. Gill was a Catholic convert and a socialist who advocated for a return to traditional craftsmanship and communal living. He was also a prolific writer and thinker who explored topics such as art, religion, sexuality, and politics. His diaries were published posthumously in 1989 by his biographer Fiona McCarthy, who exposed his dark secrets to the world. The statue of Prospero and Ariel by Eric Gill is a complex and controversial work of art that raises questions about how to judge an artist's legacy in light of their personal crimes. Should we separate the art from the artist, or should we condemn both? Should we preserve or destroy the works of art that offend us, or should we use them as opportunities for discussion and education? These are some of the issues that this video will explore in more detail. The statue that you see here was created by Eric Gill, a British sculptor and typographer who died, and it depicts Prospero and Ariel, characters from Shakespeare's play The Tempest. Prospero is a powerful magician who controls Ariel, a spirit of the air. The statue was commissioned by the BBC in the early 1930s and has been standing outside its headquarters ever since. But not everyone admires this work of art. In fact, some people find it deeply disturbing and offensive. That's because Eric Gill was not only an artist, but also a sexual predator. He confessed in his private diaries, which were published after his death, that he sexually abused his 2 teenage daughters and the family's dog. He also had incestuous relations with his sister and other relatives. These shocking revelations have sparked a long-running debate in England over how to deal with Gill's legacy. Should his artworks be removed or destroyed? Should they be seen as separate from his personal life? Should they be contextualized or explained? Should they be ignored or celebrated? These questions came to a head in January 2022, when a man armed with a hammer attacked Gill's statue outside the BBC building. He was filmed by another man who shouted, "Pedophile," and "child abuser," as he smashed the sculpture. Both men were arrested by the police. They claimed they were protesting against Gill's crimes and the BBC's refusal to remove the statue. The BBC said it did not condone Gill's actions, but it also did not think that damaging the artwork was the right approach. It said that people should have discussions about the issue, but not harm the sculpture itself. It also said that the statue was a symbol of broadcasting and not of Gill's personal views. The BBC has now decided to restore the statue, which was damaged but not destroyed by the vandalism. It will also install a plaque that explains who Gill was and what he did. The restoration will cost about £50,000 and will take several months to complete. But not everyone is happy with this decision. Some campaigners say that the statue should be removed altogether or replaced with another artwork. They say that keeping it is an insult to Gill's victims and to all survivors of sexual abuse. They also say that it sends a wrong message to the public about what is acceptable and what is not. What do you think? Should Gill's statue stay or go? Should we judge an artist by his art or by his life? How do we balance respect for history and culture with respect for human rights and dignity?